Imagine yourself seated in a dimly lit room, a gentle hum of anticipation in the air, the audience around you whispering in excitement. The stage is a single spotlight away, waiting for someone to step into its glow. That's where we find the magic. TED Talks have a unique ability to capture and hold us in rapt attention. So today, let's take a journey into designing a TED Talk that not only captivates minds, but also inspires hearts. Picture a pebble dropped into a still pond. The ripples expand outward, touching every corner of the water with gentle insistence. Your words can be that pebble, creating waves of thought and emotion that reach far and wide. To achieve this, we must first focus on the bedrock of any powerful speech: authenticity. When you walk onto that stage, you bring your whole self, with all your quirks, passions, and vulnerabilities. It's like offering a vivid painting of who you are, inviting others to see the world through the canvas of your experiences. Now, let's focus on how to shape this authenticity into a speech that sings. Start with a story, a moment in time that has defined you. Think of it like unearthing a precious gemstone from the mine of your memories. This story should feel tangible, something your audience can almost touch or see. Perhaps it's the smell of fresh rain on a childhood afternoon when you discovered a profound truth about yourself. Immerse them in this moment. Let them walk in your shoes, feel the sunlight on their skin, hear the patter of rain, and share in the revelation. As you craft your narrative, remember that the power of a TED Talk often lies in its emotional heartbeat. This is where emotional intelligence enters. It's the silent dance of understanding, connecting with others on a level beyond words. By tuning into your audience's emotions, you create a resonance that lingers long after the applause fades. Speak not just to their minds, but to their hearts. This connection is the bridge that transforms your ideas into their beliefs. Body language is another critical note in your symphony of communication. Picture it as the physical counterpart of your spoken words, a choreography that enhances your message. As you speak, let your hands naturally rise and fall, emphasizing the peaks and valleys of your story. Your gaze should sweep across the audience, a lighthouse guiding their attention and silently saying, "I see you, and I'm here for you." Even the stillness of a pause can be powerful, a brief silence that allows your words to sink in, as profound as the space between musical notes. Confidence is the companion that walks with you on stage. It's the unwavering belief in the value of your message. Imagine it as a warm, encompassing light that surrounds you, infusing each word with strength. This doesn't mean banishing nervousness. Rather, it's about transforming that energy into fuel for your delivery. Confidence is contagious. When you believe in your message, others will too. Now let's consider the art of persuasion. At its core, persuasion isn't about bending someone to your will. It's about inviting them to explore a new perspective. This is where framing comes into play. Picture your message as a window, and your job is to offer the most compelling view. Use stories, metaphors, and examples that resonate with universal truths and emotions. You're not just presenting facts, you're weaving a tapestry of ideas that your audience can wrap themselves in, offering warmth and understanding. Empathy is another thread in this tapestry. It's the gentle understanding that underpins every great speech. Walk in your audience's shoes, feel their hopes and fears, and tailor your message to their needs. This isn't about changing who you are, it's about being attuned to who they are. It's like tuning a radio to the perfect frequency, ensuring your message arrives clear and strong. Picture the end of your speech like the closing of a book, the final note of a symphony. It should be powerful yet soft, leaving your audience with something to ponder. Share a reflection, a challenge, or a hopeful vision that lingers like the fragrance of a cherished memory. Invite them to carry the torch of your message beyond the auditorium, to light their own paths with the insights they've gathered. As we drift to the end of this gentle exploration, Remember this. The stage is a mirror reflecting our inner worlds. A TED Talk isn't just about sharing knowledge. It's about kindling a fire within others, one that can illuminate and transform. When you speak with authenticity, empathy, and passion, you weave a story that doesn't just inform, it inspires. And perhaps in sharing your truth, you may find that the most profound connection is not just with your audience, but also with yourself, a reminder of your own capacity to create, connect, and inspire. As we delve deeper into the art of crafting a TED Talk-style speech, let's explore the power of authenticity. Authenticity is that special ingredient that allows your audience to connect with you on a human level. It's not about perfection. It's about being real, relatable, and sometimes a little bit vulnerable. Our stories, the ones that come from personal experience, resonate because they are uniquely ours. Think of a time when you listened to someone speaking and felt an inexplicable connection. Chances are that speaker shared a story that mirrored your own experiences or emotions. They didn't just convey information, they opened a window to their world and invited you in. This is the magic of authenticity, being genuine enough to let others see the real you, with all your strengths and imperfections. Next, let's talk about the power of pausing. In a world that moves at frenetic speed, silence can be both powerful and profound. When crafting a speech, consider where silence might serve you. A well-placed pause gives your audience a moment to reflect, to let ideas settle. It underscores the weight of your words. Think of it as giving your listeners the gift of time to absorb the story you're telling. It's in these pauses that the emotional depth of your message can truly take root. Now, imagine your speech as a journey. At its core, every TED Talk type presentation is a voyage of discovery for both you and your audience. As you create this journey, think about the arc of your speech. Where do you start? What challenges or questions do you present? How does it all resolve? By structuring your speech with a clear beginning, middle, and end, you guide your audience seamlessly from one point to the next, ensuring they leave with a sense of fulfillment and understanding. While designing your speech, it's essential to remember the variety within your audience. Each person listening brings a different perspective, history, and expectation to your words. To reach them all, blend logic with emotion, facts with stories. This dual approach caters to both the analytical minds and those who lean into emotion. It's the balance that makes your presentation not only engaging, but also universally appealing. Finally, let's reflect on the importance of practice. Becoming a captivating speaker doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, effort, and repetition. Practice doesn't just make perfect, it makes permanent. Through rehearsing, you find the nuances in your message, the natural rhythm of your words. You discover which parts flow smoothly and which need refining. Practice is where your speech comes to life, transforming from a script into an experience. And so, as you stand on the precipice of delivering your message, remember that each word you speak has the potential to inspire, to ignite change, and to foster connection. Embrace the journey, trust in your preparation, and speak your truth. Because in the end, it's not just about giving a speech, it's about sharing a piece of yourself with the world. Now let's delve into the heart of what makes a TED-style talk not just memorable, but deeply impactful. It begins with a simple yet profound understanding. Every great speech is a journey. And like any journey, it must begin with a destination in mind. This destination is your central idea, the core message you want to leave with your audience. It's that singular piece of wisdom or insight that, if nothing else, you hope will linger in their minds long after the applause has faded. But how do we ensure that our audience not only arrives at this destination, but savors the journey along the way? The answer lies in crafting an experience that resonates on multiple levels. This means weaving together elements of storytelling, authenticity, and emotional connection. Think about the last time you were truly moved by a speaker. Chances are they shared a personal story that mirrored your own challenges or triumphs, a narrative that was rich in detail yet universal in its essence. When we share our stories, we invite our listeners into our world. We build a bridge from our lived experience to theirs, offering them a path to walk alongside us, if only for a moment. This is the power of vulnerability in speaking. It's about daring to be seen, warts and all, and trusting that in our imperfections, others will find pieces of themselves. Of course, a powerful story is just one part of the equation. To truly master the art of TED-style speaking, we must also pay attention to how we deliver our message. This extends beyond words. It's about how we use our voice, its tone, pace, and rhythm. It's about using pauses effectively, allowing time for our words to settle, for their meaning to take root. Consider the use of silence. In a world that is so often filled with noise, silence can be a speaker's most potent tool. It can emphasize a point, convey emotion, or give the audience a moment to reflect. Silence, when used purposefully, can speak louder than words themselves. Now, let's not forget the importance of visuals. A well-placed image or a thoughtfully designed slide can complement and enhance your narrative, making complex ideas more accessible and relatable. But remember, visuals should support your message, not overshadow it. We are storytellers first, tech users second. Another key consideration is structure. Like a beautifully crafted piece of music, a TED Talk often follows a rhythm, a natural progression that guides the audience from the familiar into the unknown. This might involve starting with a question or a provocative statement, exploring evidence and examples, and leading to a compelling conclusion or call to action. It's about creating an arc that elevates your message from the ordinary to the extraordinary. And finally, practice. The best TED speakers make their delivery seem effortless, but this comes from meticulous preparation and rehearsal. It's about knowing your material so well that you can deliver it with both confidence and spontaneity, allowing you to adapt to your audience in real time. By integrating these elements, storytelling, vocal dynamics, thoughtful use of visuals, structured flow, and rigorous practice, you craft a talk that is not only heard but felt, a talk that inspires action and reflection, and perhaps most importantly, a talk that leaves an indelible mark on the hearts and minds of those who listen. In closing, remember that crafting a TED-style talk is not about adhering to a rigid formula. It's about finding your unique voice, your unique story, and sharing it with the world in a way that is both authentic and impactful. In doing so, you not only connect with your audience, you connect with yourself. And that, my friends, is the true art of communication.